In this video, I'll talk about how we are searching for only one identity, which can't be found in this world. Hey everyone! I just got home from a very inspired lunch with a friend and wanted to share a little bit with you what we talked about. You've all probably heard that term, going through a midlife crisis, and I feel like that refers to the time when we sort of stop and think, what is this all for? What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? We might reflect on where we've been and be looking at where we're going and just kind of thinking like, what's the whole point of this? And this midlife crisis can happen anytime. I feel like anybody at any point. I know I started thinking those thoughts at a very young age. And this makes me think of the difference between our self with a lowercase s and our self with a capital S. Our lowercase s self is what we know in this world. We have many different identities, many different hats that we wear with this lowercase s self, and these are ego identities. Identities like being a spiritual teacher, being a meditation teacher. These are just some of my identities that I have played with. Being a professor. When I was younger, I used to make home movies that were just awesome, so I considered myself a movie director. All these different identities, they might be identities as a parent, as a spouse, as a wife, as a husband, as a daughter. All these are identities, and these are identities of the small self. We come to recognize at some point that these identities don't actually make us happy. The temptation when we recognize ultimately that these identities don't satisfy us is to try to find a new identity in this world. So let's say our job, our career path, whatever it's been, hasn't been making us happy, and oh, I want to be a spiritual teacher. Or this relationship or location that I live in doesn't really make me happy anymore. Let's go try something new. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's no cause for guilt. We came here to search, so search we must. But what it is that we're looking for is our capital S self, which is love with a capital L, which is God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, truth. We have to recognize that any identity in this world is not going to make us happy. This lowercase s self and all the different hats that it might wear are just part of this ego sense of self, this sense of being separate from source. So our task instead becomes to open to the idea that it is our capital S self that we're looking for. This is what's helped me so much in my journey with overcoming anxiety, is recognizing that I'm not Corinne, that you are not, insert your name, whatever your name is, that ultimately what we're looking for, what I want to know is my capital S sense of self, which far transcends anything that we can perceive in this world. It's eternal, it's love with a capital L, and that's what we're looking for. So that's what I've gone after in my journey in overcoming anxiety. It's not just learning tools or techniques to make it better, it's actually letting go of our identity as a separate self, as a small self, as Corinne, using my own name, to opening to what our identity really is, and that is all one, all connected, and nothing but love. So play with this idea. When you feel that question come up, what is this all for? Or maybe I need to try another path and that other path will make me happy. Remember, we're searching for our capital S self. That's all we're ever looking for. And that, knowing that, remembering that is the only thing that can make us happy. How do you do this? Through your own sense of willingness. It's so little and so simple. A Course in Miracles says that the ego finds it insulting that we're asked to do so little. But willingness is key. A Course in Miracles says, trust not your good intentions. They are not enough. But trust implicitly your willingness, whatever else may enter. That willingness precedes the shift always. And it's that tiny willingness we need to restore our awareness to the love that we truly are. I am wholly committed to releasing the small sense of self that I've accepted into my mind. I'm wholly committed to remembering the truth. I'm wholly committed to allowing the awareness of love's presence to be restored in my mind. And I hope you'll share that commitment with me on the journey. I love you. Thank you.